What if I told you that interviews are rather straightforward, that there's a 3-5-3 pattern, that once you know this pattern, there's no real need to get anxious. Your confidence can indeed grow. And closing the door to anxiety is going to open other doors. And this is what I've done throughout my sales career. And I'm diagnosed with anxiety and still had a successful sales career. And that is simplify. Recognizing that the interview is a conversation between two people, and what is the worst that can happen. So that's de-stress number one, looking at what the worst that can happen is. The interviewer themselves is interested in three things. Capability, does the person know the job? Motivation, does the person want the job? Cultural fit, do I want the person in the job? Of course, there are some less obvious signals that the interviewer is looking for, e.g. structure of answering, preparedness, thinking, accountability, authenticity, maybe even curiosity, which will manifest itself in the questions you ask at the end, and I'll mention that a bit later. Body language will also come into play here. Remember what I said about reducing the anxiety door to open another. Reducing anxiety and your body language becomes more positive, more natural. So now we know the three fundamental things the interviewer is looking for, we can respond accordingly. And the less obvious ones will happen naturally from the stories. So there we have de-stress number 2. So in order to test you on the three ones, the interviewer will rely on 5 basic forms of questions. Behavioural. Past behaviour is used as a future predictor of performance. Situational. Hypothetical situations which have probably happened to someone in the past and is looking to see how you will react to these usually negative scenarios in the future. But because we're prepared, we know that we can answer the questions confidently. And did you know that interviewers have stated that 60% of candidates are not prepared for interviews? This is the reason they're rejected. 60% not prepared. Wow, that's not you, is it? Cultural fit and motivation. Okay, what drives you and why you want the job? And then technical questions. Can you do the job? Seems kind of obvious to me. And finally, as and when needed, brain teasers to see how you think, what you're like, a bit more about your personality. But that should be shining through with your well thought out, structured, standout answers in the previous sections. So we've got what's the worst that can happen, de-stress number 1. 3 objectives of the interviewer, de-stress number 2. And now we know there are 5 basic types of question, which is de-stress number 3. We're prepared, we know in advance what's going to happen. And it's easy enough to find hundreds of questions on the internet and see the question type and prepare yourself. You can even search for behavioural interview questions and practice those to your heart's content. Hundreds of questions. But are you really going to remember hundreds of responses to hundreds of questions? Isn't that just undoing all the de-stressing work that we've done before? Kind of pointless if you ask me. But there's a simpler way. If we look for 3 basic stories, a win, a conflict and day-to-day, these cover the 3 basic needs of the interviewer: to do the job, to want the job, and do I want them? Then apply those 3 stories to the 5 types of questions, pivoting the story to ensure they fit almost all of the stories. We're not going to hit every single one. We're just going to hit the vast majority of them. Okay, by being able to hit almost all of the questions that we know are going to come, that's de-stress number 4. 3 stories, de-stress number 4. So I've done the hard work for you. There are downloads with general frameworks for finding answers that will make you stand out and give you more confidence. And if you want to go further, there are face-to-face meetings through video calls where you can run your stories by me and we can work to ensure they are the most polished and most cohesive responses you can have. There could be bespoke job-specific questions to practice that will demonstrate that you want the job. Remember what I said earlier about the questions you ask are going to demonstrate something about you. There will be company research to help you ask the most standout questions. And you can have those questions ready before the interview begins. You'll be prepared for anything and you'll actually start looking forward to the interviews so you can demonstrate your new skills. You can, if you want, put me down or put the training down on your CV and me as a reference. Why not? To demonstrate and confirm your strength of being prepared to do what you need to do to get the job done, if that indeed is your strength. There you have it. 3 stories to satisfy 3 wants of the interviewer by being able to confidently respond to hundreds of questions about 5 main themes. 3 wants, 5 ways of asking, 3 stories to nail it. 353. The consequence is more confidence, and if you found this useful, there are links to the downloads and courses below, so be grateful if you'd like and subscribe, drop a question below, and see you soon.